In this instructional video, we'll guide you through the process of installing a cam action door closer. To initiate the installation, we'll first need to remove the existing closer from the door. The door from which we're removing the closer is fire rated. To preserve the door's fire rating, we'll utilize a fire-rated caulk that complies with the standards on the screen. Once this step is completed, we can proceed to prepare the door for installing the cam action closer. There are a total of 4 ways to install our cam action closer. This installation entails placing the closer on the pull side of the door. Let's start by determining the position of the track assembly. Firstly, measure 4 inches from the hinge or pivot point and 1 1/16 inches up from the bottom of the jamb. Mark this as our initial hole. Next, measure 19 1/16 inches horizontally from the first hole, as well as 1/6 of an inch up from the jamb, and mark our second hole. We will then measure and mark the holes for attaching the closer to the door. The first marked point should be 3 7/8 inches from the hinge or pivot point, and 1 inch downward from the jamb. From this marked point, measure down 1 inch and indicate the location of the second hole. For the third hole, measure 11 1/8 inches from the position of the first hole. Correspondingly, measure 11 1/8 inches from the second marked hole for our fourth hole. With all our holes identified, we'll use 3/32 drill bit for our pilot holes. Refer to the installation instructions for information on how to prepare the door and frame for different types of fasteners. Once the holes are drilled, we'll affix the closer body to the door, ensuring that the power adjustment nut is oriented toward the lock edge of the door. Following this, we'll secure the slide track to the face of the frame with the open side facing downward. Next, we'll place the spring buffer towards the hinge edge of the door. Moving on, we'll attach the arm to the spline shaft using a silver arm screw and the provided 4 mm Allen wrench. With the arm parallel to the door, we'll insert the spline shaft into the top of the closer, ensuring contact with the gear inside the closer. When the spline shaft and closer gear connect, we'll rotate the arm around 5 degrees. Next, we'll position the arm beneath the slider stud and secure it with a 5 mm hex wrench through the threaded hole in the arm and into the hex on the stud. This is done by rotating counterclockwise until it's tightly fastened. Now, we can adjust the spline shaft vertically by up to 1/2 inch until the arm aligns parallel to the track. Install a plastic bushing on the opposite side of the spline shaft using the provided black screw. Lastly, fine-tune the closer and attach the cover and perform a test operation. Congratulations! You successfully completed the installation of a cam action door closer.